line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's
Only a second race of the season, and time has come to get settled back down here on PTM Racing TV. It's the Moonshiners Rallycross League at Sonoma Raceway. Hi everyone, I am your host, the Crusader, back on the track here with our boys as we are currently getting settled to go for today's action in Sonoma, California's own. And this track right now is getting settled up and being put on around as the drivers are continuously getting practice, and qualifying set is now underway though. We saw some heavy hitters there really falling back to the pack, while some of the old school favorites are getting pretty cozy down on the track and getting some good ideas on this place. But in this kind of racing style, this is not exactly going to be more of a turn-based course. This is going to be a lot more of a smooth kind of runoff, and the Sonoma Raceway, much smoother layout than what we saw back at Daytona International Speedway. As I say that, Jason Taylor in the 15 swings it around a little bit too much there. Jin Wang, though, in the double O, of course, coming back out here, going to try and prove something to not only himself, but to the rest of the crew, as the boys currently share a few drinks afterwards or before the race, depending on what they're up to these days. Settling them down, though, we're still watching on from our practice from the qualifying end. So far, fast time landed by Aiden Irvin, the 259 car, but the 19 Daniel R. Hall seems to have changed that mantra up rather quickly. Set down a 500-second faster time than that 259. We'll see if Irvin can get a better time here. Looks like a good corner exit or corner off here. We'll see how the time results, though, as they bring him closer to the end. You see our Joker lap. That'll be where the drivers can take a little shortcut to get past that big Joker jump there. Down the final edge of the track. Jin Wang sets a faster time. Aiden doesn't get a actually does get a faster time there. It'll be about 3800ths of a second shorter than Jin Wang. The double O sets the fastest time so far. Daniel R. Hall, though, looking to complete this last bit. Straight to the finish. And the Hoosier, number 19. Not enough. It's not going to be enough there. His lap time just a little too short. Take a look at our other drivers right now, currently on the pace and on the field. James Watson is now on the line here, the number 39, as he moves his way to the corners. Off track, though, that time will not count. Slams the wall protection for good measures. Robbie Laurel in the 213 now going to put up his number. Last time was a 4709. His time here is going to be, looks like, still a 4709. So ties actually his fastest and his best there on that lap. So 4709 will be the time for Robbie Laurel there. We saw him earlier on down there in Charlotte Motor Speedway as he was racing out against the Citadel Rallycross Racing League boys. See if maybe he can set some time, set some speeds in. Matt Kingsbury here, the number 21, has set the 4th fastest. Matthew Johnson, you know him all too well. He set the 5th fastest in the 44. We have the on cam of the 99, John Snebble. Rallying him off here down 17 slot. He's got a 48.64. That'll be his slowest of the two. He has a 48.42 on his first time set. That will be the number. Matt Kingsbury, though, with the 21 and the 21 with a 45.95. Definitely an interesting little time there. It's going to be interesting to see if he can keep his speeds up, keep his control under the grasp of the roots here. Look at this, though, here. 44.98 for Jin Wang, though. He absolutely blows the field away. He's the only driver to land it in the 44s today. But again, qualifying's only part of the scenario. The rest is on the drivers. That's how much time we have left here in qualifying, as we're getting ready to get set to go green here at Sonoma, California, Sonoma Raceway. Last bit of runoff though here, Robbie Laurel, the number 213, just getting himself a little bit of time and pace around. Sends it on into the cliff, into the distance zone. Guess he just wanted to kind of tag that wall for good measures. Why not? Final seconds conclude, and that will all but do it. Heat number 1's now getting ready to head to center stage. And heat number 1, race fans, we're going to see it first. The double O, Drin Jin Wang, will be on the starting line. Is outside, is inside and outsides is the 19, Daniel R. Hall. The 44, Matthew Johnson, is going to be piloting it in there with the 62 of McKenna Deanne. And 213 is Robbie Laurel there with the 18 of Cody Crosgrove. And the 50 is Brad Thacker, the attacker of Cone Lines Manor, with the number 5, represented by David Deanne. And then it is John Schnebel in the 99 with Marcos Palacio all the way from Argentina in the 83. Rounding out your field in heat number 1. We're set to go racing here out of the gate and off the track. Ready and awaiting the lights here. We've got a 5-lap shootout here coming your way. The first of our heats. See our lineup ready to go. Field is putting themselves out on the track. The 19, Daniel R. Hall, is there now. Drin Jin Wang and the double O is there as well. Johnson, the only one remaining that has not gotten up there yet, awaiting his command. Once he is entered and fires up the engine, we're ready to go. There he is, there on the right side of your screen. Ready to bring the speeds up. We are now set. Lights are turning on, and they are firing down. Green's out. Horrible start there for John Schnebel in the early going. 3 wide entering into turn number 1. Daniel R. Hall managing to escape through it. Drin Jin Wang takes the early lead. 4 wide for a brief fleeting moment, entering into the first set of corners here. Brad Thacker slamming it right into the barrels there, down to the jump. They all lined up a great jump here. We are now running our way down to the front straightaway. It's a drag race entering into the sharp turn 1 corners. And yeah, that's actually birds flying on your screen right there, folks, in our camera view. That's not a glitch or anything. That's actually birds flying around. Sonoma's going to be a bigger track and a much bigger surf substance than you would have saw at Daytona. Not as much cornering. This is going to be more of a straight line shootout. Only the best drivers that can handle the corners will be able to hang tough here. Daniel R. Hall here, the 19, currently trying to get right in with the McKenna Deanne, the 62, as we got some other drivers currently struggling around a little bit. Robbie Laurel having some problems down there, unfortunately, here out of the gate. Well, if I said problems, I think I might have to miscommunicate there. Here he is actually doing A-OK. It looks like he may have took the Joker, actually. That is where the time seems to be stamped at. Yeah, that is the actual time frame here. He has taken the Joker. And the Joker has been set. So now you see the distance you can gain in gravel from there as Drin Jin Wang tries to hold him back. Drin knows he's still not safe even on his own here because stuff like this can happen up front. Matthew Johnson, the 44, losing it into the corners there. Straight down the line, having problems. Here comes the 18, Cody Crosgrove, and he avoids the jump. He says, I am going for the Joker. Picks up 3 positions from it. Gets around Palacio, Johnson, and Thacker for his troubles. Hey, look at this now, a little side-by-side action here. Daniel R. Hall and McKenna Deanne have a little bit of a tussle there. McKenna has the advantage on the outside, was able to carry more speed and rip it up with the RPMs. Daniel R. Hall trying to get right back up to him, though, as they continue to maneuver through these tight and sandy pit of the desert. McKenna has the advantage for now anyway, but will that be able to stay true for the long haul? That still is something they'll have to figure out. As they jump them off the jumps here, right now still half of the field has not taken their Jokers, and the fastest time was just laid down there last lap by Drin Jin Wang. He is absolutely taking these fields to full-on Cityville, man. He has not given them any room or any time to breathe. David Deanne, the number 5 right now, coming closer and closer to just trying to field some speed back up. Made too many mistakes earlier, though, to really take this one back. He'll have to find himself in the last chance qualifier and hope for the best. McKenna Dan right now working around with Robbie Laurel, the number 213, trying to get up to him. Now enters into his Joker lap. Laurel used it earlier. Now Deanne will use his. Drin Jin Wang, though, getting right around here. He has used up his Joker. White flag is out, and Drin makes a full charge ahead. McKenna Deanne making the pass around Robbie Laurel by using the Joker. Takes full control. The Joker compared to Charlotte Motor Speedway here is actually a shortcut, if you will, because it allows the drivers to avoid the jump and actually just stay in more of a straight line, if you will. Allows them to just build more speed, more control. And that's why they are going to be using that thing as much as they possibly can. That will help them out more than they realize. Well, the field put up a valiant effort here in Heat 1, but there's no stopping a double O. Drin Jin Wang puts it into winner's circle in Heat number 1. Whoa, we'll go down there. There's troubles for McKenna Deanne. He's got to get it refired quickly, but not going to be enough time. Cody Crosgrove going to put him back in the bottom 5. Daniel R. Hall, Laurel, and Crosgrove make a pass around Deanne as a horrible landing on the jump. Costs Deanne precious time and loses major positions. That's why we always say here on the show, finish your race before you celebrate. And that is a huge, huge mistake. Deanne is going to have himself a little bit of work to do in the last chance qualifier. Heat number 1 results popping up on your screen. We'll talk about the top 5 here. Drin Jin Wang comes away with a win. Daniel R. Hall coming second, third, Robbie Laurel, fourth to Cody Crosgrove, and McKenna Deanne coming away fifth after that horrible jump there. Onward to our next heat, heat number 2 now onto the staging here. And Aiden Irvin is the 259. The 21 is Matt Kingsbury. The 101 is Christopher Hill. The 39, James Watson. The 31, Taylor Parsons. The 114, Callie Bagan, and Caleb Forsythe in the 76. Then J.C. Taylor in the 15, and the 39, James Watson, with Steve Clegg in the 22, rounding out your field. Green flag's out. We're underway. And trouble already down there in the first corner there for Steve Clegg. Unfortunately, the 22 slamming the wall protection is going to need a little bit of help from the boys here. Oh, he'll get some of it. Aiden Irvin misjudges the jump on the legend car, and it cost him precious time and speed. He falls 3 spots back into the third. Kingsbury and Hill taking first and second respectively. Taylor Parsons, the 31, got company up on his left side here, dealing with that 39 of James Watson as they already mound through the gates and into the corners. Oh, and a huge hit right in between. That might have been Callie Bagan. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. Callie Bagan and James Watson not seeing eye to eye on something down there. That much is for certain. They'll both end up in the last chance qualifier. I'm not sure they had too much moonshine out of the gate or what went wrong, but they're definitely not happy with each other. Aiden Irvin using his Joker. You saw him make the pass there. He has now put the 259 into the race lead. Christopher Hill in the 101 now trying to get up there to Matt Kingsbury here. Kingsbury trying to run Kingsbury Road up to the winner's circle yet again. Kingsbury, no slouch to running with some of the top dogs here on the show, and he certainly knows how to take some of these boys to their limits. Christopher Hill, though, well, I mean, at this point, can we just say he's a proven commodity? The cat just does not know how to stop when it comes to racing the toughest and the baddest cars and tracks and the vehicles to win with. He's come away with race wins multiple occasions, multiple times. He's just one of those drivers you just can't help but respect and at the same time try to figure out how the heck to beat. Steve Clegg, though, man, give this kid some credit, man. He is literally bringing it right back into this field, and he hasn't even used his Joker up yet. He has a chance, actually, to make it into the A main if he can get past these last chance, if he can just get a few more spots up and have to avoid the last chance qualifier. Could make for an interesting little subset here, a little bit more of an interesting story for him and that crew. Certainly will have to be told later on. Taylor Parsons, the 31 right now, currently moving up ahead as Caleb Forsythe tries to hunt him down. Kingsbury taking back the race lead from Aiden Irvin, though. Both drivers have used the Joker. So that means Irvin now is just in a dead heat lockup race trying to get to him. Remember the last time, though, heat number 1, it was at Daytona. We had an incredible battle there. Came straight to the line and a tough little finish there. We were expecting kind of the same ordeals here, kind of the same little driving styles between these guys. I think so far we definitely have gotten a bit of it, but it has kind of tamed down just a little bit, considering that they can't make as tight of corners and they can't make as tight of runs. But I guarantee you the next few races that will all but change. Next week out, we are at Phoenix, and then you'll see on the 10th, it will be Hell RX on July 10th, and then we'll straight shoot it down here on July 24th for Atlanta, and to finish it out here, a little Charlotte Motor Speedway action to kind of finish things out. So that race you saw earlier, these boys will have themselves that to deal with as well. White flag is out though. Aiden Irvin trying to get up there to Kingsbury. He's trying to run Kingsbury Road, as Kingsbury is currently the race leader. And both have used their Joker, so it doesn't matter what Kingsbury does or Irvin does, they are going to have to race this one out to the end. Off into the final distance, the final 2 corners coming up. Irvin thought he might have had a little bit of speed, didn't quite reel it in though. Kingsbury straight off the final edge and off the final turn to the jump. A clean landing. Irvin throwing all he could to the end with some serious speed at the end. Wasn't enough time though. Kingsbury will take him down by about 5,500ths of a second. Taylor Parsons using his Joker up on the rest of the field. Clay goes in 5th, but Parsons will move it into the 4th slot. The rest of your field definitely will have themselves their hands full. Last chance qualifier is coming up. And we'll take a look at Heat 2 results here in just a moment here as the field currently stretches out and finishes this one up. It's going to be interesting to see just how crazy this one got to the end. Waiting on the results. Callie Bagan had to finish the track out. They have finally finished it, so now it looks like we'll pop up the Heat 2 results. There we go. We got the results up now, race fans. Coming down the wire, Heat 2 results pop up. Kingsbury with the win. Irvin going 2nd, 3rd, Christopher Hill. Parsons goes 4th, and Clay, great comeback, going 5th after literally getting wrecked out late in that one. Your field set for this one: Marcos Palacio, Jason Taylor, Brad Thacker, Caleb Forsythe, David Yang, Callie Bagan, John Snebel, James Watson, Matthew Johnson. They're going in the last chance qualifier, and only one will come out, and only a couple will come out to be able to run the A main. We have set the gridding lineup up. We are awaiting the light structure. There it is, the light commandments. Fire them up, all 5 turn on, and then shut her down. Let's go racing, here we go. Last chance qualifier now thrown up for grabs. Brad Thacker trying to make the boys outrun the cops. Instead, he's the one that was outrunning everyone else. Gets a great jump out of the start field, trying to avoid the big jump issues earlier on. We saw the Heat 2, it was a pretty tight little circumstance there, as main drivers got thrown into a bit of a worth welcome, if you will, to that jump. Jason Taylor in the 15 was certainly one of them here as he tries to make it through the gravel here, as Marcos Palacio on the V3 takes over the 2nd slot. Every driver for themselves right now, continuing to make their way through the field. The 114 of Callie Bagan trying to make a move up, down in the corners, into the turns. James Watson dealing with some pressure and some power up on the hoods here as the field continues to drive their way around. Matthew Johnson also trying to avoid some company up ahead here. The field coming off from the jump, and yet again everyone comes out clean from it. Thacker though still your race leader with a huge lead as James Watson, the 39, uses the Joker early. Nobody else has used the Joker yet. Marcos Palacio, Caleb Forsythe right now battling hard in position. Both drivers trying to make the best out of what they can. No one giving an inch just yet. It's still anybody's anybody's kind of runoff. One of our lone Irishmen, UK English drivers here, Callie Bagan in the 114. Fighting it out here around the field as he continues to move and chains the way around. Gets around the 15, Jason Taylor, as too many mistakes by the 15 cost him dearly. Now we'll have to enter into the Joker with Callie as they go straight down the wire on that drag strip run. That's the famed drag strip of Sonoma, by the way, the actual drag racing area where they actually run drag cars from Top Fuel to half of those funny cars. Kind of a crazy thing to believe, but yeah, there is a whole circuit around in this place. It's a drag strip, there's a road course, there's a rallycross style track configuration. And at this point, you might as well find a whole bunch of golden treasure down here. That's kind of what Sonoma's all about. 5 laps will turn into 4 laps to go now as we are finishing this one up. Callie Bagan moving into that third slot after using the Joker on the boys early. Forsythe trying to hang in there with them. All drivers except for Thacker, Palacio, Johnson, and Snebel have used the Joker. Watson maybe being a little bit more patient and persevering here with the 50, trying to find a way to get around the big old 5-0. Coming down the edge though, Watson. Great speeds coming up at Thacker. Thacker needs to be careful. Use his timing and judge his spots at the right time in the right place. He doesn't need to use the Joker now. He just needs to stay focused and watch what Watson does. If Watson clips him or he gets loose on his own, he's going to lose a lot more time than he can get back from that Joker. He just needs to remain all on the shot, all on his run. That's what he's trying to do right now. Trouble down there for Jason Taylor yet again. David Deanne will make the pass around. Same for Matthew Johnson, as both of those drivers have a great little run off there with David Deanne kind of getting put back behind Johnson. Now only Snebel, which I believe at this point is kind of out and done and over with, and Palacio and Thacker are the only ones that have yet to use the Joker. Palacio going to be a bit of a wild card though. We don't really know kind of his strategy or his pinpoints. He just kind of does what he feels like when he needs to. And I got that feeling that he's kind of setting everybody up, setting up the position, setting up a timing shot here for him to make a move off or make a run for it. Forsythe, Johnson trying to catch up to him, but he has yet to give them an inch. Down to the final 2 laps here at Thacker, straight across the finish with Watson still hunting him down. Watson getting into it earlier with Callie Bagan early in the race there on the heat number 2. Making up a lot of ground time here in the heat to the last chance qualifier. But hasn't stand clear of it yet. Whoa, wait a minute. Marcos Palacio. Trouble. The 83 with big problems here. Ends up getting caught off guard. May have needed to use that Joker more than he realized. Forsythe gets clipped by the 44 of Johnson. Johnson sending them both in a tail whip. And unfortunately for Palacio, all that time lost for grabs. Thacker uses the Joker. We are coming to the white flag. And all that running speed Watson had earlier on thrown out the window. Thacker moving another 1.5 seconds ahead. Takes full control. Johnson, after that huge hit he gave to Forsythe to get into Palacio, has now moved into the 4th slot. Bit of a rough deal, unfortunately, for Palacio, but that's why you got to tick and choose your spots and choose your places. Otherwise, it's going to be too little too late. But for Brad Thacker, he can now say he's won in multiple divisions, from the trucks to the Cup Series, and now even a Legend car. Brad, oh, hold on a minute. Hold on just a minute. Oh, it's a drag race to the line. Thacker, what are you doing? Watson taking this one home. I was just about to say, Thacker has now won in 3 major divisions and 3 incredibly crazy divisions. Instead, he literally backed off on the jump. I think he was trying to avoid wrecking it, and instead he ends up costing himself by 0.06 of a second James Watson advances from the last chance qualifier and will win that one out. But my goodness, that is a wild, wild finish if I ever saw one. The main results now, last chance qualifier results popping up on your screen. James Watson coming away with this one kill. And then it is well, Brad Thacker actually will go third. So looks like a penalty given to Thacker. That is for the reason for the slowdown. That was the reason, huh? Callie Bagan going second, then fourth to Caleb Forsythe, David Ian going fifth, sixth to Marcos Palacio, seventh to Jace Taylor, Matt Johnson goes eighth as he gets a DQ penalty as well. John Schnebel goes ninth, did not qualify, and did not finish. So a DNF, unfortunately for him. As your fields right now are currently just getting some warm-up session in here for the A main coming up ahead. Man, what a wild, wild time we have come up on here on PTM Racing TV, folks. We've seen some crazy runs, some crazy moves, and some drivers just throwing the dive bombs when they absolutely have to. We've seen now, are we about to see maybe some more hard traditional racing, or are we going to see some guys just give it a little bit more than it's worth and take everyone for a ride here? We are soon to find out.
Hello.
Oh, came into my mic a little bit too soon there, my friend.
Yeah. So did you see how stupid I was? I jumped to start.
Oh, that's why.
Went off of motion. The car to my right jumped, so I jumped too. So I had a pretty fun race, but it was all for naught.
Well, at least you
Had,
finished third, at least.
yeah. So
Well,
anyway, that's what happened if you was curious of why I'm sitting here doing nothing when everybody else gets the race.
well, good
Because
to
I don't know what a green flag is or a green light.
good to know, Thacker.
All right, well, I'll leave you alone, man. Enjoy the show.
For sure. Thanks, Thacker.
See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Thacker doing as usual. And Callie Bagant is letting us know now that it's Bagent. It's Bagent? I think it's how you say it now. Bagent. I think I said Bagant this whole time. It's Bagent. Sorry. My apologies in advance again, guys. If I'm saying it wrong, feel free to come at me. Green flag is out. It's time finally to give you a main 12 laps to the distance. Send them your way. Here they come. 3 wide, entering into turn number 1. Down to the front straight, down into the front straightaway they go now. Into position. Troubles yet again. Cody Crosgo gonna be the one piloted in this one. Coming down off the edges though, Aiden Irvin takes the joke early, gets a huge lead ahead of the boys. Dren Jen Wang in the number 00 stays right back into the position here, trying to stay on control on the preserve the end. Callie Bajan in the number 114 right now, trying to get right back into the place, back into the fight, goes across a cone. I think that might be a penalty for cutting a corner. We'll have to see as Taylor Parsons right now, the 31, looks to get up there to that 39, James Watson. From the dirt to the asphalt, moving their way around the chain, side-by-side battle there. Christopher Hill and his 101 and the 213 of Robbie Laurel. Oh, they have a little tussle at it. Oh, Laurel right sideways, up and over, and almost completely destroying that 213. How he was able to get that one saved and is beyond me. He got really lucky there. Callie Bajan, not so much though. The 114. Saw it on the corner of your screen there, having some problems. Get back and sent around. Christopher Hill in the 101 now dealing with some company in Daniel R. Hall. The 19 machine trying to make him work for this one a little bit, not letting him get away. think we may have had some technical difficulties here, folks. Hold on a minute. And looks like I've still got some technical difficulties on my end here. Alright, looks like we're just going to have to go with the Tower of Doom here. I thought looked like my top ticker was not working too well, so we'll just kind of go with the flow. The Tower of Doom is back. 10 laps to go still. Aiden Irvin passed up by Dren Jin Wing, though. Both drivers have now used up their Joker. So now it's just a mono-e-mono battle and nearly a 3-second gap in between with Matt Kingsbury yet to use his Joker or Christopher Hill and really anybody back behind him. That could change in a matter of an instant. Kingsbury, beautiful turn off the corner. Nice drift, nice jump. Got some speed, got some gain in ground. Let's see if that translated to Irvin here. Well, not on his end anyway. About a 1/10 of a second difference here between those drivers. Didn't quite get much off of it. James Watson, the 39, after that tremendous finish he had back in this little roundabout. He's now looking to try to get back into this battle as he looks to get up to the field. Currently, everybody else in a hot start, hot lead foot here. It is all rowdy bout, little rubbing his racing, kind of keeping it under control style on a road course, which again, I don't know anybody on this earth would even thought that was even possible, but believe me, folks, if they say it's true, it's probably true if it does anything to do with iRacing. Coming around Aiden Irvin now, look at this. Battling hard with Dren Jin Wang. Both drivers hard on the corners. And Dren Jin Wang slamming right into the back at the 259, but cost himself time. Aiden Irvin, what a tremendous driving style that is right there. Having to hold off on the front, on that rear corner panel. Just literally getting ran over by Dren Jin Wang, but never lifted. Stayed in control. Dren staying out of problematic zone. Now has to deal with problematics. Here comes Kingsbury. Dren's going to have a lot of time, still not having a lot of time to catch back up, and now he's got even more company. He has to add someone into the fray. Kingsbury uses his Joker. Aiden knows he's got company coming towards him. Absolutely tremendous racing by all three involved. Aiden is giving room, though, to Kingsbury. Kingsbury has got some speed. Dren much the same. Kingsbury taking some very tight cornered end track side here, looking to make a move off, looking to just completely dish it right into the 259. Christopher Hill not far behind, but this 3-car battle for the race lead is absolutely impressive. Dren a little hard, too much into the corner, needs a good jump. He does, gets a good one off that. And now Kingsbury looking to get up at Irvin. Aiden Irvin right now currently having to deal with Kingsbury and Dren Jin Wang. Coming right back up to him here. The rest of your field separated out by a few positions here, except for Robbie Laurel and that 213 and that 22, Steve Clegg. Clegg, earlier on, we talked about his little tough dealings, his little shortcomings he's had here on PTM Racing TV. Has got a race win here, not only from the IROC Challenge Series, but I believe also picked one up in the Truck Series way back when. Look to try to continue to get some race wins in here on PTM Racing TV by simply just outmaneuvering and outplaying some of these fields of drivers. But right now, anyway, here at Sonoma Raceway, struggling to keep pace and keep distance up. And Irvin starting to run away from Kingsbury just a little bit. Dren Jin Wang definitely faltering back. That little tag he gave to Irvin did not help his cause any. It did not help out him in any way, shape, or form. You can just see how wild it gets. Callie Bajent getting out of the way, but opened the door up for Dren Jin and Kingsbury. This is going to be a very wild little spot to go off of. Here comes the jump. Off the jump. And Kingsbury slamming into the wall right off the jump. Dren Jin Wang takes advantage. Overshot the jump, and Kingsbury definitely got a full hit of it. I don't know, Dren may have got a piece of him entering off the jump. The exit looked pretty clean from my angle. Looked like Dren didn't touch him. Irvin, though, loves what he sees. Knows Dren's going to have to fall back a little bit, but he can't make too many mistakes now. Has to stay focused and stay in the moment. Knows this car is not out of the woods yet. Cody Crosgrove, though, give credit where credit's due to the Canadian. Managing to find himself in a very unique little circumstance. He actually puts up a solid car today and brings it home with his fellow Canadians there. Taylor Parsons and McKenna Deanne joining the list of the international players for the Americans to our international UK Irishman and Callie Bajent. And Callie, if I am saying your name wrong, still feel free to go ahead and get the old frying pan out, whack me upside the head with it, because honestly you might need to, my friend. I'm sorry. Popping him down around Christopher Hill in the 101. Man, talk about this cat just continuing to impress day in and day out. Has not missed a beat, not missed a step, no matter what he runs or what he races. Continues to bring out all the speed and brings out all the momentum that he can. Matt Kingsbury in the 21 still right there with him, though. Aiden Irvin with only a matter of 2 laps to go, looking to try and settle in and settle off. It's been chaotic. It has been good. It's been the usual Moonshiners Rallycross Racing League style you would see from all ends of the spectrum. Kingsbury passed up by Hill. Hill not done yet. Maybe looking for to take one more spot up. Aiden Irvin off the final set of jumps. Gets a clean jump, clean landing. White flag in the air. Looking to bring home his first of the season. Kingsbury looking to get back at Christopher Hill here in that 101. Firing down into the first corner here of the straightaway. Into that right-hand sweeping turn, going flying through, looking to build speed on the outside, but Hill with a great tight corner end off. Hill's able to hold back, but not much further in. Kingsbury getting a great bit of speed. Didn't quite get the drive off the line as he was looking for here, looking for another big speed off. Looking for another dive. No, he gets too far into the grass and the plains and loses all the momentum. But coming to the end, Aiden Irvin in the 259 strikes hard, strikes well, and brings the 259 to victory lane. Drenjen Wang will get the 00 into second. Christopher Hill goes third. Daniel R. Hall fourth. And Kingsbury will have to settle for fifth. And Aiden Irvin, the number 259 driver, will win in his first career start that I'm aware of, and also his first time ever here on PTM Racing TV, pops up with an A main event win. What a race here down at Sonoma. Rest of your field right now just finishing out. Taylor Parsons to the 31 coming up around the track as well. One more jump off. Bajan has already finished. You can see Drenjen Wang just kind of parking it over there. I think he's a little disappointed in himself. But he can't really nothing to be disappointed. He popped up a great race and a great concluding factor in this one. And Parsons, he's just going to go full send. I guess he was trying to go say hi to the crowd down there. Why not? Alright, race fans, let's take a look at the race results now. Popping up on your end here. Drenjen, wait. Hold on a minute. What the... Hold on just a second here. Okay, producers, put that down for a minute. Can we just do this, please? Okay, we're good? Okay, we're good. I just want to make sure we're not wrong on this. Let's make sure we're not going crazy. No, we're not going crazy. They're giving it to Drenjen Wang as the race winner. I don't know if Aiden Irvin got a penalty or not, but judging by positions, they say he finished 6th, so... I'm going to say Drenjen Wang is going to be your race winner. Okay. Well, Aiden Irvin gets a penalty, and unfortunately, the penalty is going to cost him dearly. I believe that was a 5-second penalty he got. It loses more than just a few positions, so once again, Drenjen Wang's going to pop up with another win, I guess. Christopher Hill goes second, and Daniel R. Hall, with that finish there, goes third. Kingsbury must finish fourth, and then fifth is to McKenna Deanne. That rounds out the top 5 in this one, but the story is without out Aiden Irvin getting pummeled into the 3rd spot, and we're going to double check before we get too conclusive in there. Let's make sure, Drin, real quick, before we do any big interview part, we have you marked down as the race winner. We need to know from the officials, is everyone saying that is the clear point? Are you the race winner in this one?
I think I am, yeah. Aiden had a black flag taking the Joker on the opening lap. You can't do that at this specific track.
Oh. All right, well, with that said then, let's just go ahead and get your race interview. And my friend, you're going to pop this one away, and I really don't know what else to say. We were watching you battle it out hard and battling it quick, and Irvin did use the Joker on the first lap. You used it literally a couple laps later, and when you did, it was all of a sudden then a battle between you two, and late in that race, you two just kind of sent full send and pretty much started putting the bumpers together. What was it like having to deal with that then?
Yeah, that was fun, and I knew I needed clean air at that point. Aiden's really fast, but there's a couple of sections that I think I have a little bit of advantage on the outside the backstretch tarmac section. I seem to have a little bit more there than my 2 biggest rivals during this race. So I knew I needed to get a little bit of clean air. I unfortunately just jumped kind of improperly, and Aiden just got back by me. So at that point, it was just about whether Aiden could be the cork to Matt or not. But yeah.
Well, that's definitely a bit of a wild little get there, a little bit of wild position, and the way the track was starting to bling out here, it looked like you may have company there at Kingsbury and had to deal with him, and you actually did have to deal with him for a little bit, but I mean, for you and this crew, I mean, I gotta believe holding back him and then holding everyone else off really made a difference here for this team today, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure it did. The NASA guys, and I believe that's where Aiden and Matt came from. They're really quick, and that's no surprise. They're incredibly fast rallycross folks. So when Matt got by me, I didn't know how much I had in the tank to kind of launch a send, but I think Matt suffered something similar to me, where it just takes one kind of suboptimal jump, and with the straightaway as long as it is, you could just kind of drive by. I didn't know what happened to Matt after I got by him, but at that point I was just trying to keep my nose planted to Aiden as close as possible, so nobody else could get me at the Joker. And credit to Aiden, he at the very end he was running away from me just by a little bit. So yeah, I think if he didn't take that opening lap Joker, he would have been fine. I'm not really clear on the rules here, but I do know for this track that you're not supposed to take it on the opening lap. I think that's just an iRacing inbuilt thing.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, as it's currently the officials and the rules kind of set in stone, set in motion for him. Unfortunately, he'll have to lose this, but that means you get to win this. And Drin, you're going to be joining an elite field. You are one of the only few drivers that will be able to go back-to-back on the racing circuit here on PTM TV. So with that in mind, who do you want to thank for this?
I'd like to thank Team Watson Racing. They're a great group of dirt guys. I actually learned a lot from them, just kind of testing out the dirt, kind of seeing the lines, and just being able to run dirty lines is something James has helped me out a lot. I'd like to thank my sponsor. I know last week I didn't actually say the URL, so I'm glad I get redemption for that. I'd like to thank Code Drivers Pad for my sponsor, which is Code Drivers Pad, all one word, .rf.gd. That's the URL. And that is a rallying co-driving software. So if you want to do some rallying with some friends, reading your pace notes for you, this is kind of the software to look into. It's completely free. It's kind of made for the sim racing community that likes rallying. So please go check that out.
For sure.
Oh, also, and big thanks to my teammates. Chris Hill, he drove a really good race, kind of helped me just beam my eyes towards the back of the grid, what's going on there. Big thanks to James for his support, and Matt Johnston has actually been racing with us as kind of like a small technical alliance. So big thanks to those guys for racing with me.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Trent, definitely a big win for you and the crew and a big little start to this season here, 2 in a row. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks very much, Christian.
Absolutely. Jin Wang, ladies and gentlemen, the big double O comes away here with a win here today. And coming in second place officially now as we're getting the results cleared out. Christopher Hill coming away with this one, that big 101 in Hill. This was a bit of a wild little ending, if you will, because really you were kind of put back in the top 6, top 5-ish. Then you go fourth and third, then into second, of course, because of Aiden's little unfortunate issue there. But man, talk about a little bit of a run there you had coming to the end, my friend.
It was definitely an interesting one. I kind of took away any chance at giving JJ a run for it there with the most silly, stupid mistake I've ever made in my life of just hitting the start-finish gantry going down the straightaway and spinning myself early in the race. But otherwise had a pretty good race. Was able to battle back and fortunately end up with P2. I thought it was going to be P3 there for a bit, and keeps me in the hunt a little bit more for the points and all that, which will be fun to see how that kind of shapes up as the season progresses here. I was telling JJ we gotta reverse the order here for a race or two because he's been winning everything so far. So we'll see if we can't step up our game for the next round and give him a run for it. So.
Well, he may have had a run for it and may have been getting himself quite a bit of a speed or two off that, but you still yourself have plenty of time here and plenty to work with on the track, and speeds-wise certainly seems to be there. So, with that in mind, I mean, the last-ditch battles there between Kingsbury and as well as getting around Hall and them, I gotta believe this is kind of what you need and more confidence boost to keep going the rest of the season, right?
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I hope to be able to make all the rounds. There's one round that might be on the border, which I'm really bummed about if I end up missing it, because definitely would take away from the excitement of the championship there. But all in all, I'm happy to still be getting a good result out of it, and looking forward to next week, and hopefully we can get on the top step of the podium next time around and give them a run for it. So. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a fun, challenging car and series. I really enjoy it. So, see where it goes.
We'll certainly have to see indeed. Anybody you want to thank for the second place finish?
Always a shout out to Watson Racing there, and they've been helping me out with a couple different things, and it's just fun to run with a good group of guys. And I always mention Precision Racing Instruction. That's my coaching business. I mainly work in the real world, but I also teach in the sim and stuff like that. And so anybody's looking to get tuned up, they could reach out through either Instagram or Facebook. And looking forward to the next round. Thanks for doing the broadcast and all of that. So.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, here, Hill, we do appreciate coming back on board here once again. We'll see you next time on out as we go live here on PTM Racing TV.
Yeah, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Hill coming away here today with a second place finish. Final finisher in this one of it all, if I'm making sure my calculations are right, and because of Aiden's little mishap there, just double checking it over. Daniel R. Hall will get the third place finish as we move down the chain. Daniel, congratulations on a third place finish, and I know maybe not exactly what you were expecting, but I mean, hey, third place is third place, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks. I was focused on just driving clean, trying to get whatever I could, thinking solid top 5 was kind of in the cards, and then all of a sudden so it looks like some incidents in front of me, and a disqualification or a penalty of some sort, and all of a sudden I'm in P3, and it's pretty good.
Pretty good indeed, and a very wild little ride there you guys had. Kind of, it really didn't seem like you were doing too many crazy things or anything too out of the ordinary until literally the last lap or two, because then we saw Kingsbury just make too many mistakes, gave you an opening, and you just kind of had to capitalize on it, didn't you?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that. It's like, all right, I'm not going to be able to mix it up with these guys. These guys all seem to have a little bit better pace than I had, but minimize the mistakes and try to capitalize on any errors and make up for last week when I beached it on the curb a little bit. And it seems to be a good bounce back from that.
It definitely did indeed. Well, nevertheless, Hall, as you come away today with another big position in a top 3 for you in this crew, I'm going to ask you this, sir. What do you want to thank for all this?
Don't actually have a ton of sponsors, but got to thank my buddy Camden who hopped in and spotted for me a little bit today, and my brother who's always there to help out when he can too. So just those couple people, and that's about it.
For sure there. Daniel, congratulations on a third place finish, sir, and we'll see you next time on out.
Thanks.
Daniel R. Hall, ladies and gentlemen, comes away your third place finisher out of it all. And race fans, this is all going to conclude for today's action. 3 races called, 3 races completed, 2 rally crosses. I still can't believe that nonsense, but it's awesome. I love having them on. I love having you guys on the track. Love seeing the race we saw on the plate track and pedal the metal earlier for the Butt Kicker 45. Thank you so much for those that tuned in. We'll see you guys next time when the green flag flies.